All right, welcome back to the next episode of the Level Up Club. I'm so excited because I have a great friend of mine here, Becca Brazil, right here. Let's clap it up. Absolutely. Becca is not only a music artist, she also is the founder of Only One Media PR company, as well as Hollywood Hills Magazine co-founder. Not only that, she does so much more, so I know she has an amazing game for us. But Becca, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you, King. You are amazing. All the things that you've done. I'm just really thankful to be here with you today.
Man, oh, we love that. Don't gas me up too much. No, you're the guest. You're the guest. Nice. And how have things been going? I mean, you're jet setting. You're doing so many things. Like, how's life been for you?
Life has been amazing. I just can't stop. This is my passion. This is like what I love. You know, even today, right? Me and you are here on a holiday and everybody else is like at the beach or drinking or whatever. And for us, like, this is our life and this is what I love. I would do this every single day. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, get the passion.
Yeah,
And then, you know, you're so deeply ingrained in the PR world now. You go to so many amazing events, you know, people know you no matter where you go. And like, for someone that wants to get started into that journey, like, where do they even start? Or rather, how did you start getting into PR?
So PR, it really just came to me naturally. I think I was trying to figure it out for myself for so long, and I felt like nobody would really give me the answers. I would kind of ask and try to understand or ask for help or see who could help me, you know, because I want somebody that's really deeply believes in me, somebody who genuinely believes in me to work with me. And I think it's hard to find sometimes people who really care about you. They'll take you on as a client or whatever, but they're worried about themselves or other people or like, you know, people who are higher up on the food chain. So I just never really found anyone who could genuinely help me. And when I was in business before, I had a storefront, which I've talked about, right? That was my first business. And I was trying to bring people there. I was trying to get attention to the storefront and it was so difficult. And I was like, okay, what do I need to do to get people here, right? It's PR and marketing, getting yourself out there. People need to know who I am. Why would they want to buy from me rather than somebody else? So that's kind of how my journey started. I was like, I need to figure out how to, you know, be able to become a household name. If I want to inspire people, if I want to sell things to people, if I want to do anything in this world, if I'm not going to use somebody like a Kardashian, let's say, or somebody that already has a big name, then I need to do that for myself, right? And obviously it's difficult, but I just kept trying. I believed in myself. I was like, if I could do it, right? And that's what I want to be to other people. If I could do it, then they could do it. I didn't come from like a celebrity family, right? I didn't come from that. My family doesn't care about this world at all, you know? So I think, it was just, if you want it bad enough, you can achieve it.
Yeah. Man, and I remember that too as well when you had the body chains.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say that was really cool. And that was just after kind of when you were named Miss Jet Set.
Yes.
Too as well. Now looking back too as well, do you feel like when you won Miss Jet Set, that kind of catapulted you?
100%. So when I won Miss Jet Set, I won $100,000. Well, 50,000 cash, 50,000 prizes. But the prizes was like bring all my friends on jets, like go to like Mexico 5-star resort for free, all you can eat, like crazy things that only like, you know, top 1% really at points are able to actually try or do. So when I won and I was able to wear my jewelry on the cover of the magazine and I won that money and I invested into my storefront, that really opened my eyes obviously to like the possibilities, right? Like magazines and the press and photo shoots and just, it's crazy how when I landed in Arizona to do my photo shoot, people were like, Becca, you're so nice. Oh my God, Becca. And I'm like, I'm not even like anyone, you know, but when you do things and you accomplish things, people get inspired. You don't have to be already like super famous. When you accomplish something that is a dream to other people, you inspire them automatically. So.
Yeah, absolutely. We all start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
We all start somewhere. Man, and speaking of, I know you mentioned like, you know, people that believed in you and your journey, and someone that I've been seeing actually really prominently on your page, I got a lot of respect for, is Meta World Peace.
Oh yeah.
How is it working with him?
He's such a hustler, right? Like he's an athlete and then he turned that into an actual business. I mean, that guy works harder than like anyone I've ever seen. He is able to get partnerships with people. People are so impressed and inspired by him, right? And he brings on teams of just absolutely iconic people. And so just being like in his circle and being involved in the things that he does, you know, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. And I'm so excited to see him in the agency AMG, because I am working with AMG as like talent management partner and PR. So I just can't wait to see that explode. Like it's going places.
Yeah, and it seems like he just has a ton of like reverence and respect for you too, which is awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And when you think about, you know, the PR world, you know, and you're an expert with it, what separates really effective PR from fluff?
I mean, I think when it comes to PR, It's just genuinely getting people to be excited about who you are and what you offer. And you know, they say like fake it till you make it or whatever, but people can tell when it's fake, right? Like you can authentically do things. And for me, I like to share everything, right? So like I share crazy stuff that I do. I also share like my day to day. I think like if you're trying too hard to be like very fake, at the end of the day, like you get found out. If you're just trying to hustle and you're sharing that hustle, and it doesn't matter if you're like renting like sick cars or you're doing whatever, or you're like, you know, traveling on a budget or not, or like upgrading in a way that you don't have to spend $50,000 to like upgrade on things. Like share it because it's fun, not because you're trying to like be somebody that you're not. So I think like the fluff is just people who they basically get caught for like not really being authentically them and like creating a persona that's not them. But you can create that persona anyways by just being you and like still doing fun things and still like showing off what you're doing, but not in a way that it's fake, you know? So that's my thoughts on it.
And I feel like so many people, you know, they in that world, they try so hard to be, you know, what's the right world? You know, maybe that Kardashian style or that, rather than like, we all have a story. Like we just tell the story authentically, like it's going to resonate.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And I do think it is cool sometimes to maybe have like an idol or like a vision board of like, okay, I want these things. And you put it on your vision board. And like, I really believe in manifestation. I've manifested almost like everything that I put on my vision board. So you can put that Kardashian girl on your vision board, but like, don't be that exact thing. Obviously you can work your way to, you know, like try to get to that person that is your idol or whatever, but you don't need to become them exactly, you know?
Yeah.
So
absolutely. And like in a world that's always moving and shifting, the goalposts are different or what is considered, you know, new and things like that. How do you stay ahead of the curve?
Yeah, I think staying ahead is really important. It's just I think you just work on it as much as possible, and you have to really think outside the box, which is what I tell people. Like, it's not about like, you know, that degree that you have and like what you learned in school. Like every single day things are moving and changing and shifting, and like you have to work faster than everyone else. I work really fast. Like I get emails out. I've never like I could shoot out like 300 emails in like 5 minutes. Like, and that's what my husband tells me. He's like, you're just so competent. Like the way that you do things is very fast. And I will not do things that I don't like. I think that that's something that I learned in life. I used to sit there and I would like work on things so hard that I was not good at. And it made me feel just like, ugh, like it made me just want to give up so badly. And now I don't do anything that I don't want to do. That's why we're all different in this world and we all have different skills. You team up with people who are good at other things. You're good at what you're good at. And sometimes you have to do certain things. Like, do I love emailing? No, but I've gotten really good at being fast at it. So I'm like, boom, 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 boom. Especially now with like ChatGPT and those things. Like, it's just, there's ways to do things so fast. And if you're not fast, you're out. Like sometimes I'll talk to people and they'll be like, oh, I'll get you the proposal like in a week or whatever. And I'm like, next week, I'm already onto something else. Like I'm already thinking of something completely different. I want it now or today or tomorrow morning. And so that's what I do. I'm very fast. Like I talk to somebody within like an hour or two, like they have their proposal and they're, even if it's not perfect, that's the thing. It's never going to be perfect. Just do it and figure it out from there. It's like, okay, I sent it. Okay, let's make some edits. We want this, we want that. But at least they have it in their inbox, right?
Yeah, it's like the speed and execution is so much more important than the perfection.
That's how I think.
Absolutely. You wait too long, someone already took that opportunity.
Seriously. Oh, I hate when people are like, okay, give me a week. I'm like, a week? Like, that's forever. That's forever. I don't know.
Yeah. And like you personally, you have your own personal brand, you have your own platform, but you help so many other people grow theirs too as well. You know, and what are some of the most important parts of, you know, someone that wants to grow their personal brand?
I think today, like, it's hard, but it's easy. You know what I mean? Like, you can be an overnight sensation if you create content that people just somehow resonate with and, like, it just goes viral overnight. Like, sometimes you can become one of those overnight viral sensations. But what I would say is, like, consistency is key. So if you're going to start, you need to be consistent. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to post tomorrow or today or whatever, and I'm hoping and praying that, like, you know, next week when I post, like, it's going to go viral. Like, no, if you start today, you have to be consistent with that until, like, it doesn't matter if, like, for 2 years, 3 years, you're getting 0 views. Like, don't start if you're not going to be consistent, because it's so easy to start Instagram and then start TikTok and then start this and then the YouTube and then you're here and then you're there. But if you're not consistent with it, then, like, you're just wasting a bunch of time starting all these random things. You know what I mean? You have to be consistent.
Yeah. And, you know, when it comes to consistency and choosing a platform, is there a platform that, let's say, if somebody's at 0 that you recommend they start with, or should they be everywhere?
I think TikTok is like right now one of the best to start with. I know so many people who have never done social media before and they blow up on TikTok. Yeah. I'm very slow on TikTok for some reason. I think, but for me, I love Instagram. And so if you are going to be on Instagram, I would start with Reels because it doesn't matter how many followers you have. And same with YouTube Shorts. Like if you're going to start with YouTube, start with the Shorts. So like any short form, I guess, platform, certain platforms are better for certain people. So like TikTok is more of like the funny, when I'm on there, it's like the very like funny or shocking content. Like Instagram, every time I'm scrolling through the reels, it's the very like inspiring, like motivational, like, oh my God, you're going to be a millionaire in a week, like type of content. So I think depending on what type of content, like that's how you should choose which platform.
Interesting. Yeah. And TikTok really does have that like quick virality, factor. And I guess Instagram might be more of like a community builder, but how often should someone be posting?
I would say at least 3 times a week, like minimum. And then, like it's hard on Instagram because you don't want to like bombard your followers, but like at the same time, you're trying to attract new people. So you're not really trying to like keep those friends from high school or whatever. Like if they want to unfollow you, like goodbye, it's hard, but it sucks. You're like, damn, like I get really sometimes like, oh, this person unfollowed me. It's so rude. But sometimes they don't care about your content. Like what you're trying to attract is those people that actually want to see your stuff. They're like, they're like, oh my God, I love that video. I want to see the next video. It's hard sometimes, but like you gotta, if that's your goal, like for me, my goal was never really to like make money with my videos. It was more to like keep my community and people being like, oh, like I make funny videos with my dad sometimes. Like, sometimes I'll make like red carpet videos. Sometimes it's like my life. Like I'm sharing my life on there. And if it goes viral, heck yeah, that's amazing. But it's more of just like to keep my people engaged and show people what I'm up to. And yeah, I did get a really cool brand deal with my dad to go to a concert with him, and we got paid like a couple $1,000. Yeah. They were like, we want you to bring your dad. So, whatever type of content you create, there's always someone out there that might want to pay you for it.
Yeah. And it's like, you'll never know unless you try, it's like you're testing different variations. Cause it's like, how would you ever know how successful those series with your dad would have been if you never tried?
I know. And I'm really sad cause I stopped. So like my TikTok ended up getting deleted because I posted like this random video of this girl that apparently like went against the guidelines. And so they deleted my TikTok when it was like blowing up. And then I just got really discouraged because all my content was like deleted. Like I had thousands of videos on there. Yeah. And then ever since then, I've just kind of like slowed down with the content with my dad. But it's like the thing I miss the most. Like he loves making content with me. So now I'm like, I need a personal assistant that's going to be like, okay, Becca and Rob, like Becca and her dad, these are the days, this is the content. Like, cause I was doing all that work. Like I was doing all the research. I was, being like, okay, dad, show up with wigs, wear this, like, these times, like it was like a job,
Yeah.
But it was fun. That's like our time together.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dad crushing those videos. Shout out dad. Shout out dad.
He's the best.
And when you think about, let's say artists and creators, you help so many of them grow. What do you think is the most underrated skill for them to have when it comes to them building their brand, gaining their community and followers, things along those lines?
I think the most underrated skill is like, so there's certain artists, at the end of the day, like people do want to see your life. And so I think that the people that grow the most, like if you look at, what's his name? Alex Warren, right? He started off as a TikToker and he's the biggest singer right now. Like he's hitting all the Billboard charts. He's like absolutely everywhere, but he had already built that fan base, right? On like TikTok and all these things. Same with Addison Rae, right? She's blowing up. Those are the two most famous like artists right now, like two of the most famous artists right now. And they came from TikTok or social media. They were not singers first. So I think like it's kind of hard. It's way harder to go from singer to like, social media star than it is to go from like social media star to singer that everybody's listening to, Yeah. So I think like you just got to continue building that like exciting brand that everybody wants to follow, and do your, and be a singer at the same time, but not let it be where everybody's just following you for your stage performances or your singing videos at home. They want to see that like life content, that lifestyle content.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they feel that connection with you as a human being. And like, it doesn't matter what you do from there, they're going to follow it.
And that's what I learned when I had my storefront, right? It's like, they would come buy stuff at your store. They would like buy the hat that you're wearing right now, like listen to your podcast, like, like anything that you are trying to sell, anything that you do, sing, you start rapping tomorrow. Like, it's like you have the fans, you have that fan base. Like Toby Smiles, I'll say, like I work with Toby. We put some music out for him. He's not a singer. And within like the first month or two, he already had 1 million streams, which like that was already, I think like 10 grand that he had made on Spotify. And just from posting it on his TikTok, right? On his Instagram and stuff like that. So it's really just creating those fans and they will follow you.
Yeah, man, and social media is just so incredibly powerful now.
Yeah.
And when it comes to success, you know, on social media, you can measure it by brand deals and followers, but how do you measure PR success? I feel like it's such an abstract thing sometimes.
So I tell everybody I'm obsessed with PR. Like I Google my name every like day, every minute. I'm like Becca Brazil, like what's happening. So I think it's just so important because what PR does is build that Google knowledge panel, right? Like that's what tells Google who you are. So like sometimes mine shifts between like entrepreneur or singer, depending on like what's coming up on Google about me. But like that Google knowledge panel, it is something that's automatically created with like what is online about you, right? So I tell people, you know, yeah, you could be like a TikToker and be getting millions of views, but if people are Googling you and nothing's coming up, who are you?
Yeah.
If you're doing both, you're getting millions of views, all this press keeps coming up about you, people are like, okay, like this person's doing something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like even if a brand wants to work with you, I think it just gives them more of a reason to want to work with them. Like, okay, wow, all this press is happening about them. Maybe I could get involved in that press. Maybe they'll talk about me as well. Like, you know, instead of just the videos, it turns them into an actual like public figure, I believe.
Yeah. And I feel like it's a way where you can easily like have the story being told and like, you know, what is the narrative about this person? Like, what is their journey that you might not be able to find just through their videos?
Exactly.
You know, through social media.
Exactly. So like somebody like me, for instance, like I don't go online and start sharing my story about my life, right? But then when it is time for like maybe an article to come out or something, that's where I talk about important things that I'm like, okay, this is where I came from. This is where I'm at. And same with podcasts, right? So like podcasts and like articles, people need to be on both. They need that because podcasts also circulate on like your Google Knowledge panel. So, you know, being on a show like this is just so important for people to be getting themselves out there in the press and on podcasts and all those things.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you're someone who already, you know, has had so many successes in different realms. Like what made you want to start making your own music?
So it was actually like kind of random. I really wanted to like verify my social media. Okay. In the past, I like tried to do music and I would sing and people would like kind of make fun of me and I got really nervous. I'm like, I'm not a singer, I'm not a musician. And then I ended up talking to this guy, Adil, that, you know, like he's an incredible artist. And I was trying to get my social medias verified because like I had people using fake photos of me and stuff like that. And they were like, okay, well, artists and, you know, like people who make music, it's the easiest to verify them on social media. And I was like, okay. And so right then and there, I started my journey. I did a song with Adele. That one hit the charts like right away. And then ever since then, I was just like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever. And other people started messaging me, wanted to collab with me on music. So Turn Me Up Tone, he started making music with me and he's like absolutely the best ever. And our music started popping off too. We did a song with Brandon Gomes from Siesta Key and it hit the charts as well. And now we submitted that for a Grammy. So
nice.
Yeah, but isn't that so random? Like,
yeah.
like I used to literally go to like classes to become a singer and all these things. And it just felt so like off. And then like this came about where I was like, oh, I got to make music like for this one reason. I made music and it ended up doing really well. So I always tell people it's not about being a singer. You know, in some cases it's about being an artist and just like doing something cool that, you know, people will want to hear.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like, how does that feel now, you know, being a recognized voting member for the Grammys?
I mean, it was a long time coming. That was like a dream of mine. Yeah. I think it's so cool because now I can actually support people as well. Like I can vote for their music in the Grammys. Like I have a say also. And I guess where like music goes, right? Like that's where all of the voting members, you know, we have that where we can vote and we have a say and we can, you know, like be, I guess, an advocate for other people in our industry. So that's what's most exciting.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you dictate what the future of the landscape looks like. No, that's super cool though, you know, to be part of like that exclusive community that really is shaping like what the future of music is.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, absolutely. And then, you know, what do you feel like is easier to grow as the head of a PR agency? Do you feel like it's easier for you to grow an artist brand or a creator's brand?
I like the artist angle because I think there's just a lot more that we can do with it. I think like creators, it's just hard sometimes because they just, unless you're already popping off and you're just like, that's like your goal in life and you're funny and you're wild and you're always taking videos everywhere. Like, I think it's harder like to force somebody to do something like that, if that's not just already in them. Like sometimes you'll see when you're at events, right? And like you notice the creators, they're like with the camera following them around and everything that they do, like they want content but when you're trying to force someone like, please make content, please, like it's just harder to do, right? At least when you're an artist and you're like creating music and you can try to like pitch you for things like, to sing at an event or, at least you can create content around that for now while you're trying to build that like lifestyle content. I think at least you have something and at least we could get press about you too. Talking about like your journey and all that stuff,
Yeah. And I guess the music kind of like gives you a built-in something to create about, I suppose, versus like, man, am I doing trends or what? But the music is like the genesis, I suppose, of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
man, and like, how do you spot talent? What are the things you look for? Like, this person could be a great member of our agency. I can grow them. Like, how do you spot talent?
It's really interesting because now we're shifting more from like the talent to like actually working with like Fortune 500 companies and like, really trying to kind of do that. But when it comes to talent, like we work with talent two ways. So we have like the up and coming talent where honestly for me, it's the energy. Like if I have a call with them and I'm like, oh my God, this person is amazing. They're excited. Like I know that they have what it takes. Like then I want to work with them. If they're just kind of like so worried about everything and they don't think it's like going to go right and whatever, like I don't want to even like be involved in that type of thing. Or when talent comes and you could just tell that like they're rude or they're like, I don't know, like not thankful or grateful for things. Like I just don't want to be involved with those people. So I really think for me, it's the energy. It's the way that they present themselves. Like, do you look like an artist and act like an artist? Like, are you somebody that, like I think people would be interested in maybe learning more about. Obviously we can always shift and change those things about people, but I really think if you already have that in you, it's like, you're just like 100 million steps ahead. Yeah. So, look at your vibe. You know what I mean? Like if you came here wearing like, it's really just about the vibe. Like that you
I told you don't be gassing me up.
I have to. You're awesome.
No, I gas you up. I'm here to gas you up. No, but that is so true too. It's like the talent is one thing, but the energy is like a whole other thing. Cause it's like, in music or even like when you're on a brand shoot, like that's based on social media, it's like, do others like being around you? Do they feel inspired by you? I feel like that's such an important factor. Like
when you walk into an event, is it super awkward? Cause like I've dealt with a lot of people that, they're actually really fun, but when I go out with them, like, because I get a little bit awkward sometimes if I'm with awkward people. Like, we're just like, oh, God, this is so awkward. But, like, if I'm with someone so fun, like, we're like, heck yeah. Like, we're having a blast. You know what I mean? So, like, recently I went out with Kevin from The Circle. We took him to, like, a Snapchat event and stuff like that. He is so much fun. He was talking to everyone and their mom. Like, I was like, dude, this guy is a star. Like, he brings the energy to every single room. And it even made me feel like, like energized and excited and like wanting to talk to people. Other times there's people that like you'll go to an event with and they're kind of shy and it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, but you have to learn that. I don't know. It's like you just have to learn how to just be freaking bubbly in a situation that when you're out and about, have people like want to be drawn to you or else it's just harder.
Yeah, it is tough. And it's like, we acknowledge a challenge because whenever we go out, we all have those moments of like self-doubt and like we're feeling anxious of like, oh my gosh, like, do people want me here? Do they like me? But, hopefully, we find those moments of like, you know what, like I can do this or, I am a good person. What do you tell yourself if you're feeling a little awkward at those events? Because you gotta go to like sometimes. 50 events a week. Like
no, I get really awkward sometimes. Especially because like I don't drink and I don't like do any drugs or anything like that. And like I used to drink a lot. Like I used to party hard. But so sometimes like I'll show up and like depending on the vibe, if like everyone else is awkward, I'm like, oh my God, this is so awkward. Like I don't. Yeah. But if it's just the beginning that's awkward, and then as soon as you kind of like feel out the room, I actually learned this from a girl on Instagram, and she said every time that she goes into like a room, she like grabs the four corners of the room and puts it in her pocket and basically is like, I own the room. So I think things like that, where like you just train yourself to just be like, listen, like I own their, everybody's feeling weird. Like, except the people who are drinking and drunk because they don't even know where they're at. But like everyone else is like a little bit awkward. And like, if you just walk in and own it, then game over.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone wants to talk to you. Everyone wants to be around you. And like, right? I think that that's like the goal, to be honest.
Yeah, and I feel like that's powerful too, to be like, we all feel this way.
Yeah.
You know,
Everybody
we're all
feels
in
that
it
way.
together, you know, which is like kind of an empowering thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Man, it's amazing. And then let's say if someone has no connections, no budget, you know, they're not really sure how to get into that word. Like, where do you recommend them starting? Is it social media? Is it
Social
like
media.
finding ways to get on Google? You know, how do they start?
I think, well, obviously PR costs money and stuff like that. So I would definitely say social media is free. Like, just go be wild and do whatever you want to do on social media. Be consistent with it. Once you start getting like at least some recognition on social media, then at least like PR agencies, even if you're not paying necessarily, like if you have a huge following, sometimes they'll want to work with you because they can at least push you to like, or like pitch you to events where like then you can get free press at these events, right? And then maybe they could help you get sponsorship deals or things like that, where then they could get a percentage. That is the difference though between having a manager and a PR. Is PR normally you pay up front, right? Managers normally will take like a percentage. They try to get you booked. So people do need to understand that like there is a little difference there. So maybe looking for a manager first. Because you already are blowing up and you're getting tons of views and you're going viral, and the manager can maybe book you for certain things. And then PR just helps build on that.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I do like at least now how, like, when it comes to PR, you know, the traditional barriers are like a little bit more dissolved because of social media.
Yeah.
You know, where you can attract agencies versus needing, you know, the upfront as much as you did maybe decades ago too as well.
Yeah, and I will share something that apparently a lot of people don't know about, like Getty Images, right? Like when they're at events, I think it's just really important because, so like for me, when I was at the Grammys and, you know, you walk the red carpet and stuff, and when Getty Images captures you, right? Like they will, different outlets can for free, because obviously they have subscription with like Getty and stuff like that. So then they can use your image and put you in magazines for free. So that's why I say like going to events, if you are blowing up and you're able to like get invited to things and maybe you're photographed by Getty, let's say, you can end up in a magazine for free because they are looking for images that they can use from Getty Images. So that's why people are so upset, especially like, you know, talent. They're always wanting to go to events that have Getty Images because that's how like you can get press. That's how you can get recognized. And, you know, like me, like I was in Vogue at the Grammys because of Getty Images. So and like, it was like me next to like Taylor Swift and whatever. So they pick up who they want, obviously, which is cool. So like the press obviously has to know you or be interested in what you're wearing or interested in your story. But there's that chance at least where that you don't have to pay for, you know, for a publicist or PR.
Yeah, that's super interesting. Actually, that's a nice little gem right there. Actually, that's a nice little gem.
Yeah.
And when it comes to your platform, let's say if everything was wiped for you, you had to rebrand tomorrow with just the skills and the lessons that you have, you know, how would you do it?
I think, like I said, I would probably go hard on social media since right now I've already kind of built my thing and, you know, and I'm helping other people. Like I don't go as hard as I would, but if I had to like completely start over, I think that's what I would do is just like go completely hard on social media, take videos all freaking day and like post everywhere and just try to get as much traction as possible. Because at least if you blow up right on social media, you can have some type of authority. You show somebody your Instagram or TikTok and you have, you know, 500,000 followers for real because you blew up and went viral. Like that already gives you authority, even if you're nobody, you don't have a name or anything like that. So.
Yeah, man, social really is the way, when it comes to just inserting into, you know, chasing the dreams these days.
Yeah. And then even if you go to like an event, right, and like you meet somebody and then they add you on TikTok or Instagram and you have hundreds of thousands of followers, like all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, this is somebody, right? If they add you and you have like, unfortunately, like a low following, then they're like, okay, like this Joe Schmo guy or this girl who's like a nobody. It's sad, but that's how LA is. Yeah, that's how LA is.
It is,
so.
yeah, that's tough thing. Yeah, because it's like sometimes you got to play the game to win the game.
Yeah,
you know, because it really is like that.
It is.
Know? Man, and tell us about Hollywood Hills Magazine.
Yes. So Ariel is amazing. He's like all in the movie industry, like abroad, overseas, like goes to Cannes Film Festival, all those big, huge festivals. And him and I have just been working together for a while now. And we came up with the idea of having our own magazine since we both work with like magazines. Ariel writes for a lot of them. And I obviously get my clients published in a lot of magazines. So we put our heads together and we were thinking of names and like this one just hit because I'm obsessed with Hollywood Hills. And so like we got really lucky with this name, I think, because it's basically, it's what I already do, at least like here in Hollywood and in LA, is go to a lot of events. And I see a lot of things. Like at the Grammys, I saw like the Kanye West. I was right there when the Kanye West and his girlfriend, she dropped her clothes. I was like standing right there. Like that's the type of thing that I can put in my magazine and talk about, right? And just talk about my experiences at these events. And then also have other contributors talking about it, and Ariel at the events that he goes to all over the world. And so that's how this happened. And it grew pretty quick. Like we've gotten hundreds of thousands of views on our Instagram and on our website. And we recently started. So I just can't wait to see where things go.
Yeah, wow, that's a good indicator because it really is like brand new.
It is.
Man,
it's brand new.
Especially when it comes to like publications in general. Like that is like literally brand new.
I
So
know.
that's really cool.
And we haven't even done like any marketing. So.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You are the marketing. That's why.
Which I do always say marketing is like, that's the next thing. Like PR marketing is key. So.
Nice. All right. So I'm going to have a rapid fire round of questions for you, Becca. Okay. So it'll be like this or that style. You'll choose which one either you prefer or resonate with more or that you think is more important.
Okay.
Okay. So indie artist or major label?
Oh, I think every indie artist or most indie wants to become part of a major label. So I don't know. I think major label. I know that then you're owned, but at the end of the day, you have so many more resources and they fund things. So
yeah,
I think major label.
Okay. Major label. Okay. TikTok or Instagram?
I like Instagram, but TikTok for most people, I would say.
Okay, nice. Viral hit or steady career growth?
I like the viral hit. But you have to be ready to take that viral hit and turn it into steady career growth. Yeah. That's what I would say. Because if you're just a one-hit wonder and then you disappear, that's sad. Yeah. So be ready, but the viral is where it's at.
What I learned too, especially on TikTok, I'm on Instagram too as well, is when you go viral, is actually making follow-up TikToks, responding to the comments.
Exactly. There's so many ways. Yeah.
Man. Music festivals or clubs?
Festivals.
For sure.
I don't even go to clubs.
I love it. Oh man, that was so funny when we ran into each other at the city fest. Like,
that was fun.
All vibes. All right, nice. PR email pitch or cold DM?
I like the cold DM. I think the email pitches for some reason are just really hard to like get over. Like they get so many email pitches. So if you're just, at least they can see your Instagram and see like what you're about and respond if they're interested.
Yeah, it's almost like kind of a little visual resume.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Press coverage or playlist placement?
I would say probably playlist placement first, just because then, but it has to be a good playlist. Because then at least you can get listens and then you can get the press. So.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Yeah, so the playlist itself really makes a difference.
Good, yeah.
All right. In-person events, online networking?
In person.
Yeah.
Yeah. But during the pandemic, I did Clubhouse a lot. I learned a lot, but now like I would die of boredom. I'm sorry, like being on like a Clubhouse. Like I have to be out and about doing things. So it just, it depends on the situation. If it's you're stuck inside, heck yeah, do it online. If you can go out and meet up people in person, way better.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right. And then organic reach or paid media?
I think a little bit of both. Like paid media, I mean, it really depends on like what you're talking about, but at least paying someone to help you with the media, I think is good because they can really create a story that resonates, that people want to hear. But then of course, obviously organic reach is always good. You know what I mean? So it really depends. You know, sometimes organic reach can also be bad, right? Depending on what happens. That's why a lot of, like Justin Bieber, all these guys, they hate that type of like people taking photos of them in public and things like that, because that turns into bad press for them. So if you can have somebody at least like channeling that and like making sure that it looks good or that, like the story's coming out the way that you want, I think it's always good. Yeah.
I also like the idea of like using your best performing organic content and then using that or the paid media as like gasoline on the fire of the organic content.
I love that. Yeah. So definitely like organic content first and then, the gasoline and there you go. Boom. Yep. Fire.
And the last one for you in a rapid fire is, as someone who helps people grow their platform, you do it so much. What's more important, analytics or gut instinct?
I honestly would just say gut instinct because like analytics, I mean, like it's okay. Like people look at the time of the day. Like I think that's ridiculous. You just have to post content that people like because it'll show to people that like it for weeks. Like, it's not like it's just going to show that 1 minute that it's posted.
Yeah.
So depending on the engagement, you know, on how people like the video, if they watch it fully, and your gut instinct says a lot about that, right? Because your gut will know, I think, if people are really going to like what you're going to post.
Yeah. And I do love now social media, there's so much longer of a shelf life with content. You know, before, after a couple of days, it would, you know, disappear off the face of the earth. Now it's really gaining views for, you know, months at a time, depending on what the reach was.
Yeah. And once you hit that viral, like you get one video viral, I swear, like most of your other stuff's going to start going viral. So I think it's really trying to get to that one super hit. And, you know, depending on how long that goes viral, like a lot of your other videos will start going viral too. So
Yeah. Especially once you have that sort of niche audience that loves what you're putting out.
Yeah.
Man, you've already dropped so many gems with us today. Incredible content. You know, so when it comes to Becca Brazil's future, like what's on the horizon for you? You launched a magazine, you've been Miss Jet Set, you have a PR agency, you make music that's been on the chart, you're a voting member for the Grammys. Like what else is there?
I think I just am going to continue on in my lane, and that's the most important, because people, like, you know, they go off track, they go into the next lane, and I just need to stay in my lane and just continue pushing and continue upping my dreams and my goals for me and my clients, because, you know, there's always a next step. So once you achieve what you want, like, you don't just quit, you continue on until you get higher and higher and higher. Yeah. So I just want to continue like floating up and seeing what's there.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Well, Becca, my amazing friend, we've known each other for years.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, the Level Up Club. Shout out to our amazing sponsor, the Snacks Lab. Check the link in the description for the Snacks Lab special mystery box, as well as all of Becca's social. Check out the Aura House Studios link in the description too, as well. Thank you to Kyrie and Adrian and Aura House Studios, the most amazing creators, entrepreneurs, and athletes. All right, thank you so much, and thank you, Becca Brazil.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Oh my God,
amazing.
so good.